Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Buffet. Today, I am alone and I'll be discussing the first season of Twisted Metal. So, you might be noticing that this episode sounds a little bit cleaner than the previous one, the Andor episode, and that's because, and that's because, I am not recording in the same place. I am recording this a few days later in a different place than I was then. So this sounds a lot cleaner. You'll be hearing some raindrops, which is because it's been raining literally all day today. And probably will be raining all day tomorrow. Like I guess today as well, since it is currently 1 a.m. and I'm recording 2 episodes. So, not the particular best thing ever. Currently, you're watching this. I'm pretty sure on the third. I know I said last episode. Oh, you're watching it on Sunday. You're not watching it on Sunday. Maybe it's a Sunday when you're watching this. I don't know. But point is, it's not coming out Sunday. Like I said there, that was a very, very optimistic look at things. Yeah. Anyways, Twisted Metal. If you for some reason keep up on my letterbox reviews, which I don't know if any of you do because I don't get any follows, but not letterbox, to be serialized. Then nobody fucking follows anyone on serialized, so there's that. There's no culture there. But anyways, if you're there, you would notice that I watched this series first of all, and how short of a review it was. I expect it to be the same here. I am trying now to sort of cut down on my reviews, just to not really spoil what I'm going to talk about in the episodes. Obviously, in here it'll be a lot more talked about than in the reviews, and in here it will go for, I don't fucking know, a long time. But yeah. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say, like, yeah, the reviews are short. That's not what I wanted to say. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. It's 1 a.m., man. What I'm trying to say is that, yes, the review was short, and in here it'll probably not be different because there is not a lot to talk about Twisted Metal. But if you were there, you would have noticed that I said that I have never played Twisted Metal. And that is something that you'll notice a lot when I'm talking about these video game adaptations. I have never played Twisted Metal. I've never played like Devil May Cry, Tomb Raider. What else is a thing that we've covered recently? I've never played Borderlands. I've never played The Last of Us. Like, a lot of these video game adaptations I've never played. There are very, very, very few. Obviously, some of them I will be playing. Like, I have the Devil May Cry trilogy collection ready to go on my PlayStation, so I'll definitely be playing through that and making episodes on those. And hey, maybe my opinion on the series will be degraded further when I play through those games. And yes, I will be playing through Devil May Cry 2, even though everyone says do not play through Devil May Cry 2. I'm going to do it. Because I have a condition called perfectionism and completionism. And I like to beat every game I play. Or at least now I'm trying to do that. I've been very inspired by Moist Critical and his gaming channel to finish every game, like on stream. And here it's a good thing. In here it's good content because I want to play more games. Obviously, games are the most lucrative form of entertainment we have now, and the most expensive. But you know, I like to get into more of them. Sadly, Twisted Metal is a franchise that I don't think you can really get into too easily. I'm pretty sure some of the Twisted Metal games are on PlayStation. What do you call it? PlayStation, like just in the store. I could check. PS Store. There we go. But like, yeah, like it's a franchise that you can get into, but it's a franchise that it's very weird. So a little bit of a what the fuck? A little bit of a background. Twisted Metal is a franchise from like the PS1 era, I think. Right? And it's about cars. It's about you being in a car and you destroying other cars and like and it's crazy shit and all that. And yeah, it's just very it has like one thing in its cars and that is where it just kind of stands. It doesn't do anything else aside from that. Oh, this wasn't the portable. Huh. Anyways, so yeah, you don't have a lot of characters. Like having not background a lot of the time. The only big ones like Sweet Tooth and all that. Like, yeah, like there's not a lot to have there for like a show. I would say, like it's just there's a tournament, which I know we're getting into season 2. There is like some of the characters and I guess some of the backstory, and that's really about it. Like, there's not. I wouldn't say there's much to really adapt here, but there's I to adapt to the Metal series like show, and it's very interesting because Twisted Metal as a franchise is kind of weird. It's in a weird place right now. Twisted Metal has been dead before this series came out. This series came out in 2023. I know season 2 came out last year, which I will be covering now that this is here. Season 2 was supposed to be a new episode. I guess it will be. But because I would have covered the first season before the second season aired. But now it's a bit weird since I kind of planned that and then it just happened, and then we just got really far behind. So now it's just kind of weird to have all of this. But yeah, same thing would have happened with Dandadan or Dandadan. I don't know, Dandadan, whatever. Like it would like this the show. I think legitimately the episode on the first season would have come out the same day as the first episodes of the second season. Like that's how close it was, but that never came to fruition. And the episode on Dandadan came out like a month ago, some shit like that, like less than a month ago. I think it was like the first episode, like one of the first few episodes of 2026, which I mean, you'll be seeing that quite a bit. That a lot of the episodes from 2025 will, I mean, obviously there'll be episodes from 2026, but a lot of like the slate from 2026 will be bumped up because of the episodes from 2025 that were left behind. That those like last 6 months, like 7 months of just 2025 episodes that we never got around to doing. So yeah. Anyways, back to Twisted Metal. It's in a really weird place. Before, like I said, before this, the last game that came out for Twisted Metal was a reboot. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a reboot. Simply called Twisted Metal. And oh, it's a second reboot. Okay, so there's another reboot called Twisted Metal Black. Okay, yeah. Anyways, that was the last game, and that reboot, the second reboot, came out in 2012. And like I said, the series came out in 2013, so that's a 2013, 2023. So that's a really big gap between this series being kind of dead and the show coming out. So it made me question where the idea for a Twisted Metal show came out. I came around since it wasn't in development hell, to my knowledge. Okay, it was 2019, sure, but that's 4 years in development, and that's not really development hell. It's just kind of normal. That's not even like development at all. It's just like, hey, like here's it. They spoke about developing a television series, and then 4 years later, it came out. Like that's honestly pretty quick for like them talking about it to them being like getting the production and then it coming out. So it made me question where did it come from. By that point, the last game was 8 years ago, and now we are in 13 years in the last Twisted Metal game, and there's been nothing for this franchise. The PS2 titles have been re-released, and I guess PS1 and PS2 titles have been re-released on the PlayStation Store. You can go buy Twisted Metal 1, 2, 3, 4, and Black. You can't buy the sixth entry, which is Head On. And you can't buy Twisted Metal 2012. You can only buy it. You can only get it secondhand since it only released on the PS3. I'm guessing that maybe will change. And the weird thing about Twisted Metal to me is that the last game, you'd think that the last game, like if for this like franchise to be on hiatus for so long, you'd think that the game was bad. But it maybe it's just me looking at the reviews. Maybe I need to look at something else. But it doesn't look like the game is bad. Like it looks like it received favorable reviews. I don't know. Let me look on Backlogged. I know it's not the best thing there. Like the best way to 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 see how a game did, but maybe it's just the reviews are really weird. Maybe it's just really high, like really high reviews. Let's see here, Twisted Metal 2012. 3.2. Eh? Okay. Okay. Abandoned. Oh my god. Okay. Never mind. I see what happened. I'm seeing. Okay, so I've seen two abandons, which is something that I've never seen before. Intrigued, yeah, dislike pretty much everything about it. That makes sense. Let's just look at top reviews. Can I not look at top? I can just look. You see, trending. Okay, let's just get me to what's top liked looking like. Okay. So I'm looking at top liked, and it's just kind of like a lot of like close to 5 stars. There's one 2 star here, which says abandoned. Um. Let's see. Yeah, no, so apparently it's not good. Apparently, people don't like it. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But the problem is that I don't think PlayStation really cares. I don't think the people really care like the biggest ratings here are 3 star and 3.5. Like that's not to me. Three 3 and 3.5 aren't terrible. That's not terrible ratings. It's just kind of like I would consider those good ratings. I mean, not the best, but definitely good. Anyways, apparently people love Twisted Metal Black, so there's that. But yeah, even then, what I was gonna say is that people don't really care. It received positive reviews by like every single big media coverage site. So I don't know why they haven't done a new Twisted Metal game. Maybe this series has made us like to gauge interest in the game, but like in a new game, but I'm not sure. But yeah, maybe the series underperformed. They haven't really done anything yet. Since I mean, it's also been 2 years, 3 years since the series came out. It's not really enough to do a new Twisted Metal game. I'm guessing maybe they're doing one, and maybe they're gonna announce one like the next day to play. Not fucking sure. I maybe would have said the same if I made this episode back in July. It's like, and the next day they probably see new Twisted Metal games. Like that's probably not gonna happen. I don't think we can see a Twisted Metal game for a really good while if they haven't done one in fucking 13 years and this 2 seasons of a series. It's going into its third season, by the way. At some point, like it got greenlit for a third season. If that's not enough for them to convince to be convinced to make a new one, then I'm not sure what will. But yeah. Anyways, this it was really weird for me to see all of that about the like the series, like the franchise as a whole, since it makes the series like be a little bit weird. I know we're in kind of, I would say, gold rush. Well, not really a gold rush, but like a rush to make video game adaptations right now. It's a very big part of the 2020s. Like after Sonic, like sure there were video game adaptations back then. Like I not that makes it sound like it's but like in 2010s, 2000s, not really like I guess 1990 like the first big game adaptation. I guess like the big one was like the Mario movie, the first Mario movie. So ever since like then, like sure there was been some video game adaptations, but there's never been any really big ones. The one there was like Resident Evil was a really big one, and then Pokemon the Pikachu was a really big one. But after Sonic came out, it was like we're going to I guess like Castlevania on Netflix too. Like we're gonna make all of these, and they did make all of, they did make quite a bit of them after that. And now we're here with Twisted Metal. So I guess it kind of makes sense. We're in this really big era where we're getting a lot of video game adaptations. So it makes sense that they get to Twisted Metal eventually. But you think that they prioritize like franchises that have gotten like relatively recent entries. Like sure, Fallout isn't a franchise that's gotten a really big entry in a while. But when the show came out, it was 2024, and the last game was 2018, around there, right? Fallout 76, yeah. Even though people don't like Fallout 76, spin-offs. Jesus. Okay, man. Whatever. There are some people who are going to take really big offense to having New Vegas be considered a spin-off. But sure, and Fall 76 as well. I would consider just New Vegas and 76 as like main entries. They don't even bother, man. The fuck. Anyways, yeah, like even then, 76 has gotten new updates during the light, during this the lifespan, during like the show's release and like its lifespan. So I wouldn't even say that it would like the like Fallout has been dead. You know, like what else is there? Like Tomb Raider. I guess Tomb Raider was kind of dead, but like even then we got kind of some releases between then and there. We had the trilogy coming out. What else here? Tomb Raider. We had the trilogy coming out between when was it 2024? We had Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered. We had 4 to 6 remastered between like those seasons. We had the Lara Croft collection, right? What the fuck is this? Is a spin-off series containing Pharaoh and Dracula spin-off series like on the Boros Osiris and just for Switch on. Okay, what the fuck? Damn. Only Switch? Why? Anyways, yeah, like we had all of that. The Creatures Evercade released at 450 on a single cartridge version. Okay, what? There's been so much stuff. Anyways, and also like now we're getting like new games. Legacy of Atlantis, I'm pretty sure is a remake. A remake of 1996. Yeah, so we're getting that, and then we're getting another game called Two Meter Catalyst in 2027, which is kind of huge since last game. The last like mainline Tomb Raider game was 2018. 2018 Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Isn't this also a remake? Reimagining of the series. Gotcha. Okay. Is this a remake? Is a remake of the first Tomb Raider game? Or okay. Gotcha. So they are remaking. They are remaking the first Tomb Raider again. Wow. Wow. Absolutely brilliant, guys. I love when that happens. I love when they remake games twice. Anyways, fucking, we spent 20 minutes. I mean, I've spent 20 minutes talking about other games and other adaptations that aren't just fucking Twisted Metal. I'm wasting my goddamn time and it's almost 2 a.m. Anyways, yeah, that's all I want to say was it's really interesting that we got Twisted Metal series, even if it's been quite a bit, and yeah, and honestly, I don't even know how we even got to this point. That's how I want to say. I want to like honestly, it was pretty good, but like what I want to say was like I don't even know how we got here. I went through like talking about what do you call it like my review to them talking about their games and talking about this series kind of dead. But yeah, if this series anything to go, if hopefully this series revives like the franchise of Twisted Metal, we get more games, even if it's just like a remake of something. Hopefully, we get something out of this franchise now that people have gotten interest in it thanks to this show. Even if it wasn't like advertised that well. But yeah, let's just get into the show, talk about it. Hopefully, take a little bit. I'm gonna probably be a little bit faster. Hopefully, have more time to do that. The other episode I want to do, but not rush things. Yeah, let's talk about the visuals and action. Okay, it again. If you saw my review, you know kind of know what I'm gonna say. The CGI in this show isn't very good. There are some parts that look really bad. Actually, every time that this show uses CGI, it looks bad. It just looks bad. Um, it like there's it's very noticeable in the first episode, which if you're in a show like they're like what you want to put your budget into is the first episode and the last episode. But anyways, in the first episode, there's this part where John Doe is looking at a baby seal. And he's looking at seals, and he sees a baby seal, and he goes to kill the baby seal and eat it. That's not on screen, but the thing is, like the baby seal shows up, and it is CGI, and it looks like a PS2 cutscene. It looks really bad, and like every single time that this show uses CGI, it looks really really bad. The good thing is that a lot of like the effects in this show are practical, so it never really like suffers from it. Like I think it only uses CGI like I think twice in the whole show. I think maybe like more times. I don't think they actually set a guy's head on fire for the sweet tooth effect. But yeah, like I think that I think the CGI is kind of bad. Everything else looks fine. I think like the visuals overall are fine. They're nothing to write home about, and yeah, you can tell I'm kind of tired. I might just do this one episode and then call it that night, and do the other one tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah, but like overall everything else looks fine because it's all practical. Or at least it looks practical. Again, some things are probably CGI, but they're at least like masked well. Like all the missiles, I'm pretty sure are not real missiles. Probably some other stuff here and there that is CGI. Like yeah, like the thing is when it uses CGI like extensively, it looks bad. But honestly, I don't think it takes me out of the show too much. Like it's obviously very very noticeable, and it does take you out of the show when it happens. But when but like it doesn't happen too often. It only happened twice to me in the show, and like aside from that, like everything else looks fine. Like at that point, just like, I don't think it's the biggest deal. But yeah. Anyways, the action is a whole nother like show. I actually really like the action on this show. Honestly, a lot of it is a little bit like towards like the beginning. It's a little bit kind of like action movie ass, just kind of like very generic. But then we have like the first action scene with in the cars with Aiden Stone when they're driving out Topeka, and that one looks cool because it takes a lot from the games. Obviously, the games, like I said, it's about you driving and you shooting up people and blowing them up and stuff. So that's cool. And the final battle is also really cool because it's like that, but it's a lot closer to the games and how they look and how they operate and that stuff. So it's really cool. I like what they were able to do with the world of Sweet Tooth. What the fuck? Well, the world of Twisted Metal and adapting it really well. Honestly, at least like the gameplay. That's like the really big thing when it comes to like video game adaptations. How do you adapt the gameplay? Obviously, some games are are less have less of a problem with that. Like The Last of Us, for example. The Last of Us, you don't need to really like have like go like really think about how to adapt the gameplay since the gameplay just like I said, it's either Joel or Ellie hitting people or shooting people. It is not the biggest obstacle. Or like for example, Lara, what the fuck is going on? I'm dead. Lara Croft, where like Tomb Raider in general, where it like Lara Croft, she does like acrobatics, shoot people, and all that. Like that's very manageable on screen. In Twisted Metal, you're always in a car. So how do you kind of adapt that and still make it cool, and then make it an integral part of the show, but also like have interesting characters and have moments like outside the car. And when they have these action sequences where they focus on the stuff from the game, I feel like it's done really well. It's not that the other action is bad. It's just like when they get inventive with all the action in the cars, it's a bit noticeable. That's all I want to say. It's a bit noticeable when the other action scenes are just kind of like normal action scenes. And again, that's very exemplary and very much seen when we get like the first thing Agent Stone fighting Topeka, and at the very end where they're going through the big blockade by Agent Stone as well. Aside from that, like the action's really cool. I like it, and especially the final fight where we have like different cars and all that. Like we have a race car, we have roadkill right there. Like yeah, like I like it a lot. Let's move on to some characters. John Doe. First and foremost, first before we begin, properly, I don't have much to say about the characters. They're very surface level, but I will talk about them since whatever, right? John Doe. I like John Doe. I actually like John Doe. I do feel like he's very immature joke wise, and that's I think fine for the character that he is. Like aside from that, there's not much to say about John Doe. I like I like the relationship he has with his car, at least the initial car of Evelyn. I think that they actually kind of wrote this well, since it makes you feel for John Doe when he loses Evelyn towards the end of the series. I just ensured you got spoiled. I'm sorry, but you know the show's been out almost 3 years, so you've had time. But yeah, to my knowledge, and at least from what I'm seeing, John Doe is not like his video game counterpart. But to be completely honest, I don't think anyone's gonna be in a show like this where they have to like spoil them more and make them a lot more likable. So yeah, I don't think I don't think it's that big of a deal when their characters in the game probably don't have the most lore. Yeah, like John Doe, I feel like I like him, and he's not just like a big jokester. That's what that's what I kind of like about him too. So he's not just a big jokester. Obviously, he has his immature jokes and all that stuff, which is very like Marvel writing, and that's a really big part of why I don't like some of the jokes here, and why I think that some of the jokes here don't land. But I like that he has his own emotional moments and stuff. Like I like that he has his own character outside just being like a jokester, and I think it's handled really well. And you know it makes you kind of feel for him, but not too much. But yeah, I think John Doe is a really interesting protagonist and a really cool protagonist. Even if he's kind of shitty, I feel like that also kind of makes something cool out of that character. Since you know he's not perfect. Obviously, no one's gonna be perfect in the apocalypse, but whatever. But yeah, I like that about him. Next up is Quiet, and to my knowledge, Quiet is a character exclusive to the series, made specifically for this series. There are some characters here that apparently are from the games. What is it? Let's see. Ah, jeez. Okay. But yeah, like, there's some characters here that are from the games. Quiet is not one of them. There are also some characters that are not from the games. I'm pretty sure Stu and Mike are probably not from the games. I did look it up. And there's some other and in the show there are also some characters that don't have like a biggest role there, but they're from the games, like Bloody Mary, the Preacher, Calypso. Like yeah, there's a lot of stuff from the games here. Anyways, Quiet is I think also an interesting character, and I like that she's tied to a character that is from the games, specifically Agent Stone. I really like that about this character, and I also just kind of like her as a character in general, where she comes from like this group of people from the inside who were tricked into working for others, and it really just cost them their life, and they want to get it away from that, and then now they're being pursued by um the lawman, and I've run out of not run out of internet, but there is no internet now. Wonderful. Anyways, I guess it's enough looking up for me now. Looking up stuff for me now. And this is a sign from the universe to not fucking continue doing this shit. But yeah, like I like Quiet a lot, and I like the relationship she has with John Doe. I do think it gets a little bit. I kind of get where Quiet's coming from, like towards the end, but I feel like it could have been resolved with John Doe just kind of telling her what happened, like why the car's so important to him before it gets blown up. But like Quiet, like not really like going with John Doe trying to save Evelyn. Like, it feels a bit weird, even though I think she's like something. She's like the way I think most people would be, and now my internet's back. Um, where it's like it's just a car, dude. It's like yeah, I guess, I guess you're right. And I get where you're coming from, but I mean, you kind of also see it through John Doe's eyes. But yeah, I thought she'd be from the series, from like the official like franchise, but she's not. She is from the show exclusively, to my knowledge. Yeah, but I think she really fits with the whole with the universe as a whole. I don't think she feels out of place at all. I feel like she really like belongs here in the overall narrative of the of Twisted Metal, and it really gives like a really cool perspective to like the universe as a whole. We have this person from the inside who was mistreated from other people and all that. Like, yeah, I think that's cool. But yeah, like I said, from that, there's not much more to say about Quiet. So let's move on to I think my favorite character in this show, which is Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth, I feel like there's not much there. He is insane, and that's a really big part of the character. He is insane, but I like him a lot. I feel like I like the twist. Maybe he's like this in the games. I'm not sure. I like the twist that he's not just a complete. He is a deranged monster where he just kind of kills people, but he's not like too bloodthirsty to people that just kind of treat him nice. Like John Doe and Quiet, and when they first meet him, they try to like get out of it by lying, but they're just like Quiet. I mean, Quiet doesn't lie. Quiet is very honest about her opinions about Sweet Tooth's play. And it's just like, oh yeah, okay, wait. So you're telling me to do this differently and stuff? It's like yeah, like he's not like gonna kill you if you just treat him nice. Just fun to see. But yeah, I really like Sweet Tooth. I think I like Laurinette's performance. I like all like the I like the body motion between him and I'm guessing I forgot his name. I forgot who portrays like the body of fucking Sweet Tooth. Joe Siona. or Samoa Joe. Damn, I didn't even I didn't even know I was a wrestler. Okay, but anyways, um, I really like the I really like Sweet Tooth. I think it's the best part of the series. Every time he comes in, he becomes in the show and becomes part of it. He just steals the spotlight from like anybody who's on screen. I feel like he's a really big standout and one of the funniest parts. Uh, and like every time he shows up, he makes you he makes you laugh and he makes you like laugh at the absurdity of his character. He's not very deep, but he is very entertaining. So yeah, I like Sweet Tooth a lot in this show. I think again he's a standout. He's gonna be your favorite too. I guarantee it. Yeah. Next up is Agent Stone. I feel like Agent Stone really works as a villain. I like the idea the like the main villain here being someone who wants to bring back the law to this world that's kind of already moved on from that sort of lifestyle, and seeing it all kind of crumble around him, and how like insecure Agent Stone is about anything. Like I like that about his character. You know, I feel like that's well made. It's not the deepest thing ever. I don't think it's the best villain ever, but I feel like it works for what the show is. And honestly, like it's like like how much of an antagonist he is towards Quiet. That's really the big part of the show. Like John Doe honestly wants to deliver his package, and but Quiet has like a beef with this guy personally, and eventually everyone gets a beef with Agent Stone. So yeah, I'll get to this in the plot. But yeah, I like Agent Stone as a villain. I feel like he's fun and the the acting from Thomas Hayden Church. I feel from the his acting, Thomas Hayden Church's acting. I feel like is really good and really portrays like this character well. Anyways, next up is Stu and Mike. I decided to combine these two since they're a pair. I like them. Like Mike, like I like how they eventually it switches. Like Stu is like this cowardly one, doesn't want to kill people and all that. But they joins Sweet Tooth's gang, and he grows some cojones. And there's Mike, who has no problem with all this stuff, working for Stone. And then everyone, and then Sweet Tooth kills everybody. So, but he lets Mike live since Stu wants him to live. And then they try to live. And then after they escape Sweet Tooth, they kind of, I guess, go and try to live happily. But then Sweet Tooth just kind of comes back, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen in season two since I haven't watched it yet. I don't know anything about season two, so we'll see. But yeah, hopefully it's not killing them since I like Stu, Mike's, and Sweet Tooth's dynamic a lot. So yeah. Next up are some other characters. The guys from the rig are fun. I think the Granny is especially a really big like standout part of the ones that are from like the rigs and the trucks and stuff. The preacher is insane as all hell, and I really like that. Like, I wonder how I wonder how acrobatic the actor is because he looks absolutely insane doing all those like cartwheels and shit. Like it looks he looks really fucking wild. But yeah, I can't find the actor for this character. Who the fuck? Loud. Oh right, yeah. Season one, two, season one, two. I don't see it. I don't see this character. Uh huh. Recurring. I don't see it. But anyways, yeah, like a lot of the characters from the games are actually, I feel like they're kind of fun. Also, Bloody Mary's kind of fun. But yeah, like a lot of the characters, I feel like are fun and they serve their purpose well. Moving on to the plot, it is not anything to write home about. I would say it's nothing really interesting. It's just this package from one place to another, and the characters kind of do the heavy lifting. But honestly, the characters aren't too impressive. It's not anything special. Like they obviously they have conflicts and stuff and whatever the fuck, but it's nothing really special and nothing really like done exceptionally well for me to give granted a bigger rating than anything. Something I do like about the show and its writing is that how it connects everyone. Like John Doe and Quiet giving Sweet Tooth like a you know giving Sweet Tooth the the feedback he needs lets him um it lets him like try to go find his people, and then it leads him to killing a bunch of the lawmen and freeing all of those guys, and that takes off like Agent Stone. So it's Agent Stone versus John Doe and Quiet. Quiet wants to go kill Agent Stone. John Doe's just kind of wrapped all around this whole thing. But yeah, and then like also like the what do you call it? Fucking the ones in the rigs, like they come help and all that stuff, like and they come and they're all throughout the show. But yeah, like I like that a lot. I like that there's a connectivity between all the characters and settings and stuff. Something that I do wish they explored more is the shadiness of of the COO, I think it is, of New San Francisco. That's one thing I do feel like I wish they explored more. Maybe it's more explored in season two, but I wish that they that they showed it more and showed her more instead of just episodes one and 10. Because like at the end of episode one, it makes you feel like, oh, like this character will be not a really big part, but you know she's kind of shady. But no, it's just kind of kind of dropped and kind of used as a joke because it's like, oh, like she ordered ice cream. It's like, oh, that's what John fucking almost died for. Is for some ice cream that she didn't like. That's the big joke. But yeah, aside from that, it's not really like the plot is fine. Again, the characters they have heavy lifting, but that's the thing. That's the thing. The characters aren't like amazingly written or anything. It's just kind of like it does its job, and that's what I feel like the show is. It does its job. You're not if you're here for a fun time and kind of turn your brain off. I feel like Twisted Metal's a good show. You're probably gonna forget about it when you finish it, kind of like I almost have. The good thing is I finished it like 2 days ago, so there's that. But yeah, anyways, if you, like I said, if you want a fun time, go put on Twisted Metal. If you're geared for a fucking meaningful show, maybe you're looking in the wrong spot. But yeah, if you want a meaningful show, go watch Andor. Um, both seasons concurrently, and then again. Anyway, yeah, my rating for Twisted Metal season one will be a B tier. It's good. It's good. It's just good. Nothing special. Yeah, it's just nothing special. I have no idea where here, it goes right here. Um. Anyways, what did you guys think about the first season of Twisted Metal? Leave in the comments below. All of our socials are in the description. What the fuck? No. If you want to give us your feedback, you can like the episode or dislike the episode on YouTube, or you can rate us on Spotify, whichever you prefer. And if you want to stay up to date for our content, you can subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Spotify. And if you want to follow us on different social medias, they're on the description, including on my review sites, where you can check out reviews for stuff I will be talking about on the podcast or that are related to the podcast. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.